happenings with our emergency services director. First, I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
The first one is, where does it leave me? As the deputy county chief, am I in charge of the fire department now? Until something is decided?
Well, we got an application out, of course, and we're looking at basically about similar positions to have a paramedic on, too. But I guess we haven't really talked about it, all happened past last week. We haven't got much chance to digest anything.
Yeah, I just, would assume as the deputy chief, if the chief can no longer fulfill his duties and responsibilities, then that would be my responsibility to step in.
Well,
I've heard some wild rumors and so on.
What have you heard?
I've heard that there's already been an interim emergency services director named, and there's already been my replacement named. So, I didn't think so,
Well, we do have an interim emergency preparedness director, which is Doris Tompkins. So,
Yeah, but I
and
don't
we
think we
didn't
ever
even
said.
think about that.
yeah, is she also in charge of EMS?
Yes.
That's what I didn't see it in the paper, but I heard that was in the paper. And so, I just thought, well, the way rumors run around, I better find out, first.
we went and put her in just to cover our bases for liability.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Yeah, you've got to have them all covered. There's no way around that.
So, it's a short-term thing, and her, busy as she is, I doubt she's gonna be, pretty busy what she does right now.
Yeah, all right, well,
But I fear, right now, I suppose it's, what do you think of as far as the deputy, go ahead and take over for now?
I would think so. That'd be my opinion.
there's some ongoing things that.
Well, absolutely, right now we got,
Gotta
and
be
fire and
taken care
everything
of.
else, and wanna make sure we're all protected and everything, so. Are you willing to go ahead and take over now as
Oh, yeah,
deputy?
that's what I figured would happen, but with the rumors flying around there, I better find out. what
Yeah,
happens.
rumors always are.
Oh, yes.
There's some of them rumors that we haven't heard
Yeah. And, unfortunately, some of them that I heard last week, turned out to be true. So, well, better find out for sure.
That's fine. Who's the gentleman gonna do that?
Yeah, this is Dennis Simmons. He's one of my firefighters from Radium.
Okay.
He's also on the city council there.
Yeah, we'll make sure everything up there protected. You got, how's the building coming in up there?
Well, I'll let you go ahead with that.
Well, it's in place, and the mayor is working with the contractor to set a date to start the construction.
No, it hadn't started yet, okay?
No.
Okay.
The mayor's in the oil field related business, and they're just covered up right now, but it won't be long before we start on that.
Yours said tentatively September.
Pardon me?
Yours said tentatively September.
Yes.
Where that is.
Be in September, and that's another thing. I don't know that, well, go ahead, you may cover what I was going to say.
Well, we'll just see. Basically, I said I wanted to find out for sure where that leaves me, and I want to put in my 2 cents worth, whatever you want to call it, to urge you to think long and hard before you go down this same road again, because it didn't. I think you've been told everything was going fine. Well, as far as the fire department, things were not going fine. The firefighter morale first was in the toilet. The guys, and I'm not here to run down my former boss. But there's things that you need to know that weren't being taken care of, such as there is no big fire truck in Radium. It hasn't been for some time. The one in Maxville is ready to fall in a heap anytime. I wanted to get it replaced when I was still in charge, and it just didn't happen. And that needs to be addressed now. The truck in Radium needs to be addressed now.
So what do you got in Radiant right now?
We've got a 1-ton mini and then a 3/4, one of the old 3/4 ton minis. That's all we've got there. And I'm rigging
I
up.
thought this expansion was so you could have.
Well, it was supposed to, yeah, but see, the trucks aren't there.
Well, and then we have 458,
Yeah, this
the new
tanker.
The new tanker that isn't.
Yeah, Dennis did a bunch of work on it, and then I'm doing the wiring and everything and getting it done. And there's been a couple mechanical issues with it, but there again, those were Vietnam era military trucks, which we went from Korean War to Vietnam War trucks. It's a little better, but still, they really aren't not that I don't think.
They're inexpensive though.
Yeah, they're very expensive, and they do, for as old as they are, they work remarkably well. But, we need something newer than that. And so that's where we're sitting. There are just so many things that weren't being done. One prime example is this new paperwork package that we're required to fill out now. It used to be you filled out an oath and you went to work. Well, now there's an oath and the W-4 tax form and the county information form, which some of it is, it probably should have been done years ago.
It should have been done years ago, and it will continue to be done.
And,
That's
it's,
covering me.
yeah, it's something
It's
that,
not being done
It
now.
wasn't done for
No,
years.
it
We
wasn't.
made them do them, and they're all mad about it.
yeah, well, we're not,
I mean,
we're,
bottom line is,
Yeah.
they're mad that they're having to fill out their paperwork, and I'm not gonna budge on that.
no, there's a misunderstanding in there. We're not mad about the paperwork. We're mad about doing the paperwork 3 and 4 times and it's still not getting into your office.
You know where I'm at.
Yeah. And, I took it to my boss and it never got addressed. So that's one of the things I'm saying that wasn't being taken care of, evidently from our end.
But you're
Because,
saying you had everything filled out, it just never got here.
yeah, it got filled out and got as far as Jason and never got here, I guess. I don't know.
Well, weren't you kind of serving as deputy anyhow, up there on fire chief?
Do what?
Weren't you kind of serving as, acting as deputy fire chief anyhow? That's been what you had since you
Mhm.
took over, right?
Yeah. But,
So are you in charge of bringing it up there then?
No, see, this was all, I
This
basically
communication, we
was,
should
I was
have.
out of the loop on most everything.
Okay, we should have been, this communication, someone, either yourself or
Mhm.
if you're the deputy, maybe you could run up there too then.
Yeah, well, I had talked to the guys and, trying to follow chain of command. They
Okay.
would tell me, I would tell my boss, and it wouldn't get any further. So, my hands were kind of tied, because, I possibly should have brought some of this stuff to your attention long ago, but I know what happens to whistleblowers a lot of times. It gets to the point where,
Well,
my job is not worth the hassle.
Well,
that
we
go
don't,
through.
I don't agree with that. I think we should,
Yeah,
you
this
got
is-
something wrong, come up and tell us about that.
Yeah, but, I don't wanna,
And that's any department.
you start jumping chain of
But for any
command, and
department,
it
we
comes
want-
back to haunt you.
Any department, I think we want to know if something's going wrong, we should be the first to know.
There's a whole list of these kinds of things that weren't being done. In the last 2 years, we haven't had a county representative at the State Firefighters Association. That's something that, sure, you go and you have fun, but you learn a lot of things, you find out what's going on as far as legislative stuff, and, for the last 2 years, we haven't had anyone representing the county there, and we should, and, this issue with the trucks, and then, which is kind of I talked to Lee the other day about this big white elephant that we've got here in town, that we bought, needing wildland trucks, and we got this nice shiny city type truck, which, now it's not totally useless, I won't say that. It's got the rescue equipment on it, which got that weight off of the mini truck here, which, that's a plus. And it carries 1,000 gallons of water, so it can be used as another tanker, that's a plus.
That was the idea, having a tanker out there in the field, that's why.
But, that could have been done.
Be able to help out our insurance as much as we can.
Yeah.
Get more part available, it's like, it's why.
Yeah, but this could have been done with what they call a wildland urban interface truck, which has the all-wheel drive capability. It's probably a shorter wheelbase truck, sets a little higher, and let's see, it's all-wheel drive, it can go where it needs to go. This truck can't. it's stuck on the road, you know, so there's a whole lot of things it can't do. You know, and I talked to Jason about that, you know, that probably we should, you know, at least look at a Wireland urban interface truck as opposed to this, but, you know, there again, you know, there's just so many things I wasn't made aware of until after they were done. You know, it's hard to have input when it's a done deal. And, you know, like I say, the guys are, and it's not over the, you know, just doing the paperwork. That's only one issue. It's the fact that they've been done, you know, to one man in Radium right now that got a letter saying he had to turn in his firefighter tag because he hasn't done his paperwork. He done it in my presence 3 times. And, you know, it got as far as, yeah, it never got here, you know. It got somewhere, but it never got
Can't you
here.
do it? Can't you just bring it up here directly, individually?
I don't care who brings it.
Yeah. but
Why
see,
why
it
don't
was-
you just go ahead and bring it up here?
Well, it wasn't given to me. It was just done in my presence, but it wasn't given to me.
Have him? Did you tell him to bring it up here? Yeah, that was it?
Well, I assumed as a department head, he would do that. But now,
I meant the party that, the party.
no, this was being done at fire meetings, given to the department head. The department head, I assumed, would bring it up. It didn't get done. Wherever it went, you know, I don't know. But it didn't get done. So this is just one case where this man is a very good firefighter, loyal, dedicated, and now he's being told that he's not a firefighter to turn in his firefighter tag. And that doesn't sit well with any of us. You know, we've got to find out what we can do there. The only thing I know of to do is to try to convince this man, and there's 4 or 5 other ones, I think. There's not too awful many.
No, not now.
But, you know, that they're gonna have to trust somebody one more time. But, you know, what they're upset about is the driver's license numbers, social security numbers are somewhere. And that they don't know where, I don't know where. But, you know, this private information that can be used for identity theft or whatever
Well,
is
it is the
drifting.
opposite, it would be out the offer, everything out there would be competition. It would be
Yeah,
out the offer.
but is it there, or, you know, was it left lay somewhere and blew out across the yard, and, you know, we don't know.
Yeah, well, of course, we don't know
Maybe
either.
call
Yeah.
Angie and see if anybody's down
There's nothing on that.
You
We've kept
check.
in contact with them.
Yeah, so I don't know where this
When she does
stuff.
get one,
If they bring the office down there, I mean, have them bring it to the office out there.
Yeah.
And bring it
And
there.
what, I've talked to Missy about it, and what she wants to have done, which is probably the most logical thing, have them come here, do it, so that the paperwork actually never leaves here.
it's fine,
But, you know, sometimes getting, you know, them to be able to do that, to get off of their work, you know.
yeah. They just have to
Yeah.
call. We'll come up in the evenings or 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't care.
Yeah, we'll,
You
you
just
know,
have to
we'll,
let us
we'll
know.
we've got to work something out.
That's fine.
And,
Yeah, I agree.
we will, but, you know, this is just, oh, and I just got a whole list of things. I've gone through a bunch of them. There's been quite a bit, well, I've heard of, so I don't know that it's quite a bit, but at least some, our mutual aid areas around here, you know, like Pawnee County, Kern County, weren't very thrilled with the way they were treated. It was rude, arrogant. You know, we would go into their counties to help, you know, we're going to help them, we're working for them, but, you know, we don't try to take over, but that's what I was told was that, he was trying to take over. And,
Well, I don't think we need to be up there battering somebody.
you know, that's
This-
it, you know,
this is-
that's not
it's
my
gone.
point.
It's gone.
He's, you know, it didn't work
It's a
out.
bad
He's
scene, it's
gone.
gone, that's it.
But, you know, I just want you to be aware of
Okay.
some of the things that weren't,
Right.
you know, weren't being addressed that I think should have been. And, you know, I'm not here to run him down, you know, I tried to be his friend, you know, we got along, we had a few differences, of course, but, you know, we got along. I still, you know, I would call him friend today, you know, if he walked up to me, you know. But, you know, I want you to know
Understand, okay.
some of these issues, and, you know, I want to know where I stand, and like I say, I want to urge you to think long and hard before you go down this road again. because these three jobs cannot be operationally handled by one person, especially in a time of emergency. The one man cannot be emergency preparedness, AMS, and fire all at once in an emergency especially.
Or it could be done with some delegation.
Yeah.
Be done
Well,
with some
yeah,
delegation, and I think that's the way it should be.
yeah. So my suggestion would be if, you know, if we do go this way again, go administrative only, and then leave people, whether it's me in charge of fire or someone else, leave someone in charge of operations of fire. And, you know, not try to have this man run it, or a woman, whoever, you know, replaces the former director. Have them try to drop everything and run out and run everything. There's no need for that. You know, I've been here 22 years, you know, I'm not perfect, never claimed I was. But, you know, I know a lot of the people, I know the equipment, I know the firefighters, you know. And it just, you know, we basically, we need to be left alone to run our department. And, you know, if we have an administrator, they can do the paperwork, and then, you know, I think it would work a whole lot better than trying to be operational and administrative. Just,
Well, it's hard to have a partnership relationship with everybody as far as.
Yeah.
As far as part- EMS and.
and there just, you know, there wasn't enough of that. There was too many, you know, you'd show up on Monday morning and decisions had been made. And that was it. No discussion.
Well, I think we all learned some things from this
Yeah.
whole thing, so.
Yeah, and I'm, you know, I hope so, and I hope that, you know, there are many things that need to be thought about, and because as it was, it did work. And, oh, there's a lot of other things I could go into, but, you know, I'm not going to. Because there's, you know, it would be more basically, we'd just be, you know, bashing, and there's no need for that. You know, there's
That's
no need
not
for
gonna
that.
help anybody.
No, and that's not my intent. You know. So.
Harold, why don't you bring us a list of needed equipment by,
Okay.
by towns, or however your district is made up.
Mhm.
And, because you mentioned Maxville and you mentioned
Yeah,
radio.
well, we have 7 stations,
Mhm.
and they're the station, and, well, I can just start from the beginning. Maxville is 410, St. John's 420, Hudson is 430, Stafford is 440, Radium is 450, Zenith is 460, and 470 is Seward. That's my home station.
So why
Anyway.
don't you bring us a list of needed equipment, so we
Yeah,
can.
the first thing is gonna be these big trucks. And as far as our other hand tools and stuff, we're not in too bad a shape there. But,
Oh, we got all the bunker gear anyhow.
yeah, I have no clue on, you know, because I was completely out of the loop on that. I don't have an idea how the budget even is, you
Well, that,
know.
yeah.
I
That-
assume
that was
it's,
the grant one.
That was a grant.
That was all grant money, it cost.
well, yeah, as far as that new gear, yeah, that was all grant money. And, you know, I don't know how any of that was done, ordered. You know, I know how it was distributed, you know, there's still a few pieces that need to be distributed. And, you know, it was a nice thing, you know,
Yeah.
to get that new gear. It really was.
The other gear's in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, well, it wasn't quite as bad as you were led to believe, there again, you know. I mean,
guess
some
I
of our
had-
stuff was
I
fairly
had one or
old.
two that told me bad.
But some of it was, you know, I was trying to do what I could within my budget every year.
Well, but this
and
grant
order
allowance,
some new-
this grant allowance did the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing's done, everybody's
That's
got
why
new
we
gear.
had utilized grants for that reason, was applied for.
Yeah, yeah, and, you know, there again.
So we did have to have a budget on that, so we're pretty.
Yeah, it just gotta be, and I don't know where the accounting is, you know, on that. It's, you know, we have to account for it, and I'm sure they'll come at least once in an inventory. They did on that ODP stuff that we were getting. So, I don't know, and as far as, you know, but there again, it may not be my problem, you know, as far as the, you know, an ongoing budget or anything, because I don't know. I assume it was combined, you know, EMS, fire, and emergency management was all combined, I assume, but into one budget. It's not?
No, they've got different budgets.
There's still separate budgets.
Okay, well, see, I was
That's
told
what
that
we
it was.
were led to
Yeah, I
believe,
was told
is
that
it was all one.
budget.
Who's leading you to believe this?
Who's telling you this?
The former director
No.
I don't
told
think-
me that, because I asked him once, and he said, yeah, it's combined. Because I asked him, said, are the budgets combined now since the departments are under one heading? He said, yes.
They're still separate.
Well, they're separate, but run by the one person.
Yeah, but, you know, it's, I was
No,
led to
they've never
believe
been
that it
one,
was,
one deal.
yeah, I was led to believe it was one big budget, and then the things were just broken out. And so, you know, I didn't
I'm
know.
not sure that
until-
would even be legal.
And I was specifically told that. That that's the way it was.
I don't know. And I said, maybe it won't be for me to worry about that either, although, you know, it'd be nice as a deputy to,
Be involved.
yeah, at least know what's going on. And I guess unless you've got some questions, that's all I've got. I've got some paperwork
Well,
that
I
takes
think
to
so
go
address
in.
what we probably need
Yeah,
to.
I think, you know, within, you know, it won't have to be by next week, but within, say, by 1st of September, will that give you enough time?
Oh, I think
How long will it
so.
take you?
Yeah, as
Get
far
a
as
list
just,
of needed equipment and,
yeah.
you know, the condition of what you have now, just so we have an idea, so when it comes time to get new equipment or used equipment or whatever, we know what's going on.
Yeah, do that. One other thing that we do have to address is we're gonna have to have some more housing for, like here in St. John. Because we have we've got the big yellow truck and we've got the mini, and they're both in the building. That government surplus truck is sitting outside. That violates their agreement. They can come and take that truck away anytime they want to. Because those have to be within 180 days when we receive them, they have to be painted and utilized as fire equipment and housed. And, you know, it's not being housed. And, you know, that's, if they find out about it, well, you know, they'll give us a warning and then they'll come and take it. So, you know,
Well, we can find a house for it.
Gotta find someplace to get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before they get to take it back.
yeah,
We'll find
yeah,
out.
we need to find a house for it. And,
Okay.
then beyond that, well, yeah, I can write down the, you know, all the trucks we have and the condition they're in and the ones that need to be replaced now and the ones that, you know, we can try to
That's
prorate.
a start, okay?
All right.
That'll give us at least a year or two plan to
Yeah.
get everything up to snuff again.
Yeah, I had it on, you know, when I was doing budget, so it was part of my, you know, the 5-year projection, I think, you know, and that was part of what my plan
Well,
was.
the grants, we work on more grants too, that's the thing, keep applying the grants and stuff.
Mhm.
That costs taxpayers any money gets this stuff, that's just a.
Yeah. Yeah,
Keep a
and,
bill-
you
keep
know,
a bill account here
I
for
did,
grant.
you know, every year I applied, and just, I guess it was our turn this year. I'm glad it was. Anyhow,
All right,
okay.
that's all I've got.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Good day.
Thanks for coming down.
You bet.
Well, maybe, ladies out there want something too.
Who?
But the ladies that did.
No.
Oh, no, they just came along.
Oh, okay, there were two guys, huh?
They were representing the Radium City Council.
All right.
All right, well, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Okay. We have a license to review them, sounds like, right? We need to, have you read this yet?
Yeah, no.
This is a renewal for the Cyril Mont Beverage license out at the golf course.
I move we renew the through ball. malt beverage license at the golf course.
I'll second.
Move to second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
There it is.
There.
Okay, that's taken care of.
And then, Lee had talked to Rita Miller about, filling that term on the Center for Counseling.
Oh, yeah.
And she had agreed.
Rita, sure.
Right,
Agreed.
so, we need a motion and it's form signed and all.
Well, I make a motion that we appoint Rita Miller
Rita,
as
it says Shirley on there.
No, Rita is filling the
Oh, Rita.
unexpired
Oh, Shirley.
term
That's right.
of
That's
Shirley.
right. I'm getting you, sorry. That's right. I'm sure. Okay, it's
I move we
right.
Okay, I'll second it.
Move to second, we appoint Rita Miller.
Shirley, which one?
no.
I know, it's,
Possibility. All right. Move to second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Yeah, I had a vote,
Tell her thank you.
had a vote in the same room the other evening.
That's good. Anything else right now? We recess.
Well,
I didn't hear a comment.
I didn't either, you just looked at it.
Well, it's not bad news at all.
Really?
We might want to make a few changes.
Did we put anything? You didn't check that. That's just, you did put
Yeah,
something.
we put another, that's one mail in, I mean, that's what we did last
Yeah,
year.
that's what I was
I
asking
wanna
about.
keep some in here.
Right.
What now?
You can.
Keep them up to go.
Yeah. Keep something there if we do have something.
Yes, that's what I thought, now we keep every year putting it in there.
That's what I thought.
Put the budget summary page here in the first, it usually goes to the last, but that's kind of what drives the whole budget process. And if you look down the very last tax levy fund, it has estimated tax rates at 6.887 mils. That's new for this year, that's the hospital district budget. So if we look down at our total levy of 50.830, we really need to subtract that 6.8 from that to get comparable with last year. So that gets us down to actually 44, right at 44 mils compared to the 47 mils to last year.
So it's, we're
So
3 mils
actually,
less,
you're down.
3 mils less than last year again.
Exactly.
So we're down 43.
And which road and bridge budget is this? Is
Now, this
with
is the smaller one. I've got another one here
Okay.
with the larger amount.
Okay,
I'm thinking about,
Okay.
you know, it's gonna be, his budget's gonna be significant on the price of road all over the year too.
Exactly.
And if something after the first, we start having see prices go down, his costs will go down.
His costs will go down, and then you'd be able to,
Make more big for the same amount of money, that's what I'm looking
yeah, you'd be able to save maybe some money in 2009 if prices do go down. Then for the 2010 budget, you'd have a carryover that, so you'd probably be able to come in and keep the budget about the same again, or even maybe reduce it some.
at. Let's hope it goes down. But
Yeah.
A 33% increase is at the, it just didn't do it all.
I'm not surprised. I'm surprised it's not more than that, actually.
So, how much it costs to make just little final things out there, just perhaps a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it's, but if we look at the budgets, really look at the ones that increased, road and bridge has gone from 17, on this one, 17.9 up to 22.5, so that's up about 3.5 mils. Well, yeah, let me just give you this other one. This shows the higher road and bridge budget.
You need that
Okay.
signature.
Yeah, I thought I had, the only difference in these two is the road and bridge is 23.8 versus 22, so that's about
Mil.
1.3 mils.
But bottom line makes it 52 mil.
52 rather than 50.8, but to get comparable, you're looking at about 45.2, right? 45
Without the hospital.
45.3 without the hospital, compared to 47, so you're still
Be dropping a couple mils.
down a couple of mils.
You know, with everything the way it's looking, still think we need to go with higher.
Right now, that's a $64,000 question, is what's gonna happen to the price of
But
oil?
like you said, if this does fit, then we still, we've got the trail that can drop off next year. But if we get into a situation where this needs to be,
Exactly. The other thing to look at is the price of oil goes down, you're gonna lose quite a bit of valuation, because your valuation, was 84 million this year compared to 70 million a year ago. And that's just almost all oil valuation, is costing
Yeah.
to go up.
I don't think you'll see that within a year.
I don't
I
either.
doubt if you see that much.
Maybe $20 decrease.
They're saying that a 10-year plan, so I don't think it's gonna be happening all at once.
I don't think it will either.
So this one here is based on the
This one
The higher road
is
and bridge.
15,000.
I thought we had-
This
I
is
thought we had-
12,500.
Okay, that's 12.5. We had one for 7.
He had one for
13.
10,000, 12,500, and 15,000.
This
I
is
sent him the
12,500,
12,500
the middle
and
of the road.
15,000. Yeah.
maybe we better go with the 15,000.
I do, I really do.
Just as a precaution.
Well,
as a cushion.
Yeah.
If.
Right. If he doesn't, like I said, we have some carol, he doesn't use it, then we'll
Yeah.
be better off next year on it.
Sure you will, you bet. And give him maybe some opportunity to transfer some into that
Yeah, 'cause he's not gonna have
equipment
anything
reserves.
transferred this year.
Mhm.
Out of-
Well, I'm sure it won't,
Oh, I
the
doubt it.
fuel and
Yeah.
oil and
It's
everything else.
pretty
is
well
just-
ate his budget
Yeah,
out.
sure.
Yeah.
We were talking about it right
Let's not, we're not the only county.
now.
Oh, no, not by a long way. I think every county in the state
How
of
do you,
Kansas has
who
this
thought
problem.
the price of crude oil could get as high as it did over the year either? I mean, that's just unheard
It is.
of. Halfway, even trying to halfway standard, but it should be.
Okay.
So what else we got in there?
Well, the other ones, I pretty well just follow, I mean, they're exactly what Nita sent as far as the budgets. We might just go through these.
Hospital, pretty, or 7 mills is
Yes.
0.887.
Now, and that's based on their information meeting, $600,000. And while I'm here, Nita, I need to get a copy of their budget for last year.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly how that flows into this tax limit,
Okay.
tax levy limit computation.
Okay.
Now, one thing we will need is a resolution, because the maximum tax levy, and that's about the third page back in the main budget, fourth page back. Shows that you can levy $3,370,000 without a resolution. Even pulling out the hospital, we're still over that. We're gonna be about
This could-
3 million.
this over.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, we'd be about 3,700,000, so we'd be over about 400,000. So we'd have to have just a resolution. That's not one that's published in the paper. It just has to be passed prior to adopting the budget.
Well, we don't have much choice. Good.
Well, really, all of those budgets are pretty, I thought, pretty much in line where they
Yeah,
need to
they
be.
did pretty
It's
good.
done really well, I think.
Yeah, there weren't any,
Done really well.
weren't any big increases any place, except for the road department, and that increase, I mean, everyone can know and see what that comes from. I mean, just fill your car up once.
Well, in the sheriff's department, you know, it's the same thing.
Oh, same thing, yeah, sheriff's department's up because of fuel cost. Yeah.
But that's something you can't do away with either.
And then you've pretty well gone over the individual budgets already, Commissioner, so I don't know. what-
Yeah, they've
So
really
we-
done
we
it.
look-
Yeah.
Yeah, spend a lot of time on this.
So this resolution, you just need to read it up and then before we.
For the budget?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty stuff.
Yeah.
I'll just print that off out of the software. Health department, now that's one that I went up a little bit more than, I had to raise that over what the budget was actually. And that's one that if they have to levy at least as much tax this year as last year, or you're gonna lose funding from the state of Kansas.
All right.
You gotta maintain that local effort. So that one's up a little bit, over what you had. And then on the sheriff's budget, okay, let me see where I put that. There were two amounts on the sheriff. Which one did I use?
One was with the
Third
third
deputy.
deputy, and one was, yeah, you put the one in with the third deputy.
What page is it?
Yeah, 550, that's about,
What page is that on?
5, 6, about 9 pages in. It's actually 7A.
7A, yeah.
But it's about 9
See,
pages
this
from
was
the
all
front.
up there.
You need to go back.
Down here.
7A down. Okay, that's 7. One more page.
I think the 550 is with that.
550 was with the third deputy.
Third deputy.
Uh-huh. And the sheriff is about halfway, should be a $550,000 amount, down there for the
Otherwise,
sheriff.
that could be dropped, if it's 509.
That can be, yeah, they dropped 41,000. Which would be roughly $500,000.
Would it be worth it half a mil to have?
Well, like I said, the problem you get to is the overtime thing, it's gonna be more
Is that right?
dollars, and so that's my concern about it. And the employees are gonna.
Not had overtime.
Right.
Yeah.
Back.
Put it back to the 509.
That would include, that would eliminate the third. We'll look at it again next year. To drop it back to 509.
Go back to 509, the sheriff.
And we got, so that's next year to see where.
Well, and then the other thing too, we gotta look at is if and when we ever get the specs on the new, on the annex, but what that's gonna cost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Kind of
Well,
digest one thing at a
engineering-
time, so
yeah, the engineering study and all that's been done. And the whole, one of the main reasons of purchasing the annex is to move law enforcement over to
Right.
that other building.
Mm-hmm.
They can make it more efficient and but then we haven't gotten the bid, or not the bids, but the, what do you call it? The specs.
Yeah,
To
the
let for
engineers,
bid.
right.
I mean, we've got the engineer's report as to the architect, but we haven't heard anything back from the architect.
Okay.
They have moved very fast, in other words.
That might be the most understatement you have made.
Do you think that might happen in 2009 then, that you
I
do
certainly hope
construction?
so.
You would hope it would happen in
With the hopes that
2008,
it
but
would
it didn't.
happen
No.
this year. And,
But we got a lot of, already, the buildings are already, what they did to the restrooms and modernization, and everything, it's just gonna be, just redesigning part of it to fit in with the sheriff's department. So it's gonna be some expense, but we're not sure how much yet to be
Uh-huh.
back.
Do you have anything in the budget here that would pay for that?
Well, we've been putting money in that capital improvement fund.
Right,
And we use that
We
to
paid that,
purchase
so we
it.
didn't have to, we had that money in that to pay for
Uh-huh.
the building, so we didn't.
And that's what we're trying to use to pay for over there. We didn't put anything in the budget.
well, if not,
I'm not sure got a capital improvement,
We have, we have no clue, even an estimate of the
but
cost.
we couldn't give you a guesstimate, so
Okay.
that's where it stands, so we just have to wait and see what happens.
right.
maybe we ought to give him a call and see where he's at. He just-
Well, I guess what my thought was, maybe when we put his operating budget, 509,000, and then put another 40,000 into capital outlay to pay for the improvements he's gonna have to make. Now, you've got plenty of money from other sources too, but,
You know, and that's,
That might be,
what'd you say, that's gonna raise it about half.
about half a gallon.
And, you know, we don't have to hire a deputy, but that money would be there to help pay for that. What goes on in the building.
Because he doesn't have much in his capital outlay.
So we can take that and move it over
Thinking
into
along
capital
those
outlay.
lines.
Take the, would you say 40,000? Or is it?
He's only got 5,000.
you don't have much.
Well, why don't we move that difference over into?
You don't have much you got.
his capital.
Okay.
We can do that without any problem.
Oh, sure, sure.
We've
Yeah.
got quite a bit in there. And we transfer some of them from OA.
Yeah, so I have enough of that. I hope it's not up to doing that, which is pretty
We can put that in capital outlay, then you can transfer it over to the capital outlay fund and just pay for the remodeling out of that.
good. That might be,
But I think putting it in the sheriff's budget, that pinpoints where the expense needs to come from.
Because he'll need officers.
It's gonna cost a bunch to move the communication. Sure.
Well, it is, and you know, you start moving those computers around and getting the new wiring.
911 and all that stuff, that's
Yeah.
a little worrying, don't you?
That gets expensive. But,
So what's your consensus, leave it like this, put the 40?
Yes.
Available?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so. I really do,
What do you got for that?
because that's, we don't have to pull it out of someplace else to fix that building for law enforcement.
we talked about the health, that's really the only thing I had marked, and to make sure you realize in the health insurance, we had to go up there just because of the requirement we're gonna take in Kansas. And,
We have dead money, the dead money.
yeah.
Going broke, saving money.
Yeah, we're all gonna save money.
The guy told me over this, several years ago,
Okay, well,
to
that's,
spend herself rich.
Yeah. Because I was going through this, I just really didn't see any other funds that looked like that. To me, looked out of line at all. Service for the elderly for $1 million and on that.
Oh, I do have 2 copies.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't-
Cause I thought I had that copy for everybody.
It was stuck.
Stuck together.
Doesn't the EMS have to be under 3 mils?
Let's see, you know, I'd have to look at that.
I think it
I think
does.
it's capped down.
It has to be under 3 mils.
Okay, so we need to go down
Yeah.
just right here on that.
Where's that?
On the front page.
Yeah, that's the ambulance.
See, the ambulance, the
Oh.
estimated tax rate is over 3. I'm sure we have a resolution that has to be under 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think the rest.
Perfect. That's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's on for me next year.
Right, but I just.
Yeah, but you're right,
before
that
people
does
call
have to
me,
be
I want it
that,
done
right,
now.
say what's going on here.
Good thinking, Dina.
Uh,
You're right, I never did.
So the total budget is $7,573,000.
That's
Okay,
on,
act-
that's
act-
on the 12.5 ton.
Actually, on this other sheet, right, and that's,
Oh, okay.
it'll be the 7,685,000. And basically, the increases are coming, of course, the hospital district just adds a bunch to the budget, and then, basically the rest of it's just cost of road oil, fuel, and,
It's one of those things that's, we take it with a grain of salt.
yeah.
So we got lips on lease purchases, $8,200.
I think it's that, it's the quarter step down, treasurer, sheriff's office.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Do that, and that's, yes, that's what that is true. The 911 recorder system.
Yes. Change here.
Yep.
It's
reallocating that.
Gentlemen, agree on the rest of it?
Yeah, that's,
I said it looked pretty good this year, we had put the hospital on there.
Yeah, look at that.
Run nuts, and 7 meals, no control.
Okay. I'll have Missy make you a copy of that budget.
Okay.
Do you want the whole document?
Yes, I better get the whole document of that.
He needs a copy of the '08 budget for the hospital. It's in those notebooks that are on.
How are you?
If you can't find it, holler.
Okay.
I don't pay for that, Craig.
Yes, well, it's a couple years worth here. I just wanted to bring last year's along just in case. Any questions of that?
Couple of trees.
Uh-huh.
I don't have the rest of the vouchers.
Oh, the other thing we need to get is the budget, the date for budget
Oh, yeah,
hearing.
the hearing.
Yeah.
See if I can be gone anytime? Okay.
Would the 18th work for you all? Would,
Sure, did not.
Okay.
You bring cake, that's my birthday.
Is that your birthday?
It is? Yeah, it's on the calendar.
Well, JD, mine's 2 days before that, so maybe we just celebrate together.
We need a big cake.
I ought to bring ice cream too.
And 9 o'clock?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I need you just to sign this. This is just saying you provided everything we needed for the audit. And also, I'll deliver the audit on that same day.
Oh, okay.
So. All right, great, thank you. The other two, okay. Free, okay, all right, thank you.
I guess you're an answer.
Huh?
Thanks. Oh, Doris, that's it.
Doris.
Doors.
Come on in. Doris. How long is it gonna take?
Why don't we just recess then for a little bit, okay?
We'll recess.
Okay.
I make a motion that we go into 15-minute executive session to discuss non-elected personnel.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are in executive session.
It's my understanding that TJ Rickenbaugh will be the interim supervisor for fire and emergency preparedness, and Doris Tompkins will be the the supervisor for the EMS service until such time we have a new director for emergency services. You have anything else, Lee?
I
Then I think I'll ask for an adjournment.
believe we adjourned.
We are adjourned.